Hello, Shalom Aleichem. Happy Chanukah, the 8th day of Chanukah. So anyway, we have here a siddur which has the Tehilim. So one of the Tehhilim is Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis Ledud. That's said on Chanukah often. So let's take a look at it. Let's get to it. Nice day today. Beautiful day today. That's Tehilim number 30. That's Lamed. Let's see where it is. Oh, here we are. Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis Ledud. A psalm, a song of Chanukah Sabayis, setting up the house, the Beis Hamikdash, the Chanukah Sabayis, getting ready, getting things ready. Sabayis Ledud, for David. And Chanukah means also when you're getting somebody ready for their path, for their things that they should know. You're being mechanechem, you're teaching him or her. So it's called chinuch. Chinuch is teaching, and also he or she is being established in their calling, getting ready to become well versed in it. So Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis Ledud, a song of getting ready, establishing the bias, the Beis Hamikdash, for David. Aramemecha Hashem ki delisani. I will praise Hashem ki delisani, because He has saved me. Delisani, He has rescued me. And my enemies are not happy with me. In other words, they're not happy at my downfall, God forbid. In other words, he had different troubles, and Hashem helped him, and so the people that don't wish him well, we're not able to rejoice that is being taken down a peg, God forbid. So I will, Aramimcha Hashem, I will praise you, Hashem, ki delisani, for you have rescued me. Dali means also you raised me up. You have raised me up. Like a Dali is like you put a pail down into the water and then you bring it up. That's Dali. It's called, I think, a raising up. Like you pull it up. And my enemies were not able to rejoice over me. Hashem Elokoi. That's the third line down. Hashem Elokoi, Shivata Elecha, Vaterpoini. Hashem, my God, Shivati Elecha. I think I have called out to you. I have called out to you, Vaterpoini, and you have healed me. Hashem has healed David HaMelech. Hashem Elisa min Shaol Nafshi. Hashem, you have, this is the fourth line down, Elisa min Shaol Nafshi. You have raised me up from the Shaol Nafshi, from the depths of my soul. He was in a very bad way, a bad depression. Chi Sani, you have given me life. Meyordei Bor. Meyordei Bor. Chiyisani Meyordei Bor. You have made me alive again from those that go down into the pit. In other words, Hashem raised him up from the depths. This is now 7 lines from the top. Zamru la Hashem Chasidav Yodu leZecher Kadsho. So this is said on Chanukah, this Tehilim. Zamru la Hashem Chasidav. Sing to Hashem, Chasidav, his pious ones, his Chasidim. Those that do things 100% the right way, with a good heart, a good mystic heart, of course, too. Chasidav, his pious ones. Sing to Hashem, his people that do things above and beyond the call of duty. Behodu l'zecher kadsho. Behodu, and thank him l'zecher kadsho, in honor of his holiness. Ki rega bi'apo chayim beretzono. Ki rega bi'apo chayim beretzono. For in a moment of his anger, he has his anger for a moment. Chayim beretzono. Life with his, when he wants, when Hashem wants, Chayim, one has life. Bo erev yolin bechi velavoker rina. Bo erev, in the evening, yolin bechi. Yolin. One might have some crying. Yolin bechi. One might have things that one is crying about, depressed about. Without boker, and in the morning, rina. There is rejoicing in the morning. In other words, when the morning comes, things look better. Hashem helps. One is visited again, like Bikur Cholim. Bikur is visiting. When Hashem visits again, Rina, there is Rina rejoicing, Simcha. Although Hashem is always with us, but anyway, in the morning it's more apparent. The Rina, the joy. This is Pasuk Zayin. Va'ani, and I, Amarti b'Shalvi, Balemot li'olam. And David HaMelech said, Va'ani Amarti b'Shalvi, and I said in my time when I was very, I thought everything was going good for me. B'Shalvi, everything is good, restful. When one thinks everything is good, so then one can say, Balamot li'olam, I will not be forevermore moved, because one thinks that things are always this way, but things are not always b'shalva. So one has to continue to try to be to good faith and cheer in Hashem. So Ba'ani Amarti b'Shalvi, I have said in my quiet times, Balamot li'olam, I will never be moved. Hashem beretzonecha madato laharari oz istarta ponecha ha'isi nivo. Hashem, God, beretzonecha, in your will, madato laharari oz, you made stand in my mountains, strength, with Hashem's will. With your will, you have stood me up in my mountains. Strength. If you have, when you take your gaze away from me for a moment, when you stop watching me for a moment with your watchful gaze, protecting, I was I was frightened. David HaMelech is saying, when Hashem wants, He can make one in the greatest situations. And then if He takes his gaze away from Him, God forbid, for a second, he was frightened. I was frightened. He was frightened. God forbid. Of course, Hashem is always watching. Eilecha Hashem ekro, Yel Hashem eschanon. Eilecha Hashem ekro. To Hashem ekro, I will call out. Ekro. Yel Hashem eschanon, and to Hashem I will beseech. To Hashem. So one is calling out and one is beseeching. That's even a stronger lashon, a stronger term. Pasuk Yud. Ma betza bedami beridati el shachas. Hayodecha afor hayagid amitecha. So David HaMelech is asking Hashem, Ma betza bedami. What is the worth of my blood? In other words, if he, God forbid, dies, what is the value of that? Beridati el shachas hayodcha afar. If he goes to destruction, God forbid, hayodcha afar, will the earth thank you? In other words, when David HaMelech is alive and he's able to thank Hashem and he's able to do good things for his people, that's when there's much more value to Hashem, to what he wants. If he goes down to the ground, will he then be able to say the emes? That comes from emes, amitecha, the truth of Hashem. In other words, he's asking for life, to be able to praise Hashem. After all, he was the one that wrote the Sefer Tehilim, the Tehhilim, the Psalms, that we are now learning from, and all the time davening from. If I go down to the ground, will I be able to tell of your truth? Yud Aleph, Shema Hashem v'chaneni Hashem hayi ozer li. Yud Aleph, that's a Shema Hashem v'chaneni. Please listen, Hashem v'chaneni, and have rachmanas v'chaneni, and give me a present of something good, of life which is good. He's asking to live. Hashem hayi ozer li. Hashem will be, always is, a ozer. Ozer means Ezra's, a help to me. Misbadi l'mochol li, v'tachta saki v'tazbrini simcha. Misbadi l'mochol li. You have overturned my lamentations, my wailing, l'machol, to a dance, to a celebration for me. Pitachta saki, you have opened up my sackcloth of mourning. Vatazreini simcha, and you have given me simcha's joy. You have given me joy. You have opened up my sackcloth of mourning, and you have given me joy. Aman yizamercha kavod v'lo yidom Hashem Elokai li'olam odek. Aman yizamercha kavod, in order to sing your kavod, your honor, your praise, v'lo yidom, and David HaMelech will not be silent. Hashem Elokai li'olam odek. Hashem is the God li'olam odek. I will, for David HaMelech is saying the Olam forever. Odeka, I will thank you and praise you. This is what he is saying. So this is what David HaMelech is saying, and this is Yom Sheni, which is Lamed, and this is Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis LeDavid. Mizmor, the Psalm Shir Chanukah Sabayis LeDavid. It's Chanukah Sabab, Beis HaMikdash, LeDavid for David. So he was Zolche, that his son Shlomo HaMelech was the one that established, that built the Beis HaMikdash. So this is Psalm number 30, Mizmor Shir Chanukah Sabayis LeDavid, and it's also very good to learn to say Tehhilim whenever you can, and to call out these Psalms of David were made for people to call out and to try to for them to be helped from Hashem. You had the help from Hashem to compose these holy psalms, and it's good to. My mother, Alei Shalom, used to go, and we would in the store. We have a store, family store, and she'd say, "Oh, it's time to learn to say the Tehilim for Hanukkah Beis Yisrael, for the Yidden that need it." And, on Tuesday, we'd learn certain Tehhilim. We'd say certain Tehhilim. And also it's a segula. It's a very good simon, a good to say the it's a good segula, a good simon. Good things happen from it with Hashem's help. That when one let's say to say the Tehhilim of your next year. In other words, let's say one is 40 or 50. So one says every day, or whenever one remembers, one can, he says Tehhilim number 41. If you're let's say 40, you say Tehhilim number 41. If you're 30, you say Tehhilim number 31. Or say if you're 60, you say Tehhilim number 61. That's how you do it. And this is a very good segula, a good thing. Good things happen from this. That the next year, we should, with Hashem's help, live till next year, and also next year should be good too. We hope and pray. So anyway, Kol Tov, and it should be a good year for everybody. For Zol Zayin good. Kol Tov, Happy Chanukah.